Welcome to Career Tipper Podcast, hosted by Michelle Beatty. The Career Tipper Podcast is a motivational resource that shares career and entrepreneurial tips by industry experts that will help amazing people evolve to their professional best. And now your host, Michelle Beatty.
Episode 14 of the Career Tipper Podcast features Tonya Hicks. Tonya is the president and CEO of Power Solutions. She is the first woman journeyman wireman and local Union 917 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, I.B.E.W, and she's among the first few African American women to be I.B.E.W in the state of Mississippi. Tonya continues to be a trailblazer in the construction industry. She is among the 3% of female electricians and one of the 5.2% of women-owned construction businesses in the United States. I'm your host, Michelle Beatty, career confidence coach and author. Tonya, welcome to the Career Tipper Podcast.
Hi, good. Thank you for having me.
I think this is going to be a great interview. I'm so excited to chat with you because, Tonya, I don't think people know about you enough. You are a trailblazer on a whole nother level. You've been on this grind in this industry, and I just think your story should be told and shared because it's very inspirational to meet someone like you and so know someone like you that has not only become an expert in your industry, but you've also been a helping hand to others establish themselves.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're welcome. So please share with the audience, our listeners, what was your journey to becoming a woman journeyman wireman?
Well, in the I.B.E.W, which is the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, they have a apprenticeship program. And that apprenticeship program is 5 years. And before I became an apprentice in the I.B.E.W, I was a student studying mathematics at Central State University. And after my second year at Central State, I realized from, my professors were saying that, oh, you're just going to have to be a teacher. And I did not want to be a teacher. And so that summer, after my sophomore year, I came home and for the summer worked on a construction site as a summer job. And I saw that the electricians use math all day. And I was like, I can do that. Even though I didn't see any women, I was like, I could do that. I was just a laborer. And I applied to the I.B.E.W, took a test, and I entered the 5-year apprenticeship program. And I had learned when I was signing up that 3 women had tried and failed before. And, I didn't even think about it. I was just like, okay. I still signed up. I didn't have, I was young. I was only 21. So I didn't even have that sense of I should be afraid or this was hard. It wasn't even a thought.
You just moved forward and let me make this happen for myself.
Oh, yeah. It was like, oh, I'm totally doing this. It's like, oh. And, this whole, my grandmother always put it in me that women do everything. And that, we were valuable. Men needed us. We were smart. I mean, she just told me so many things about the power of women and what we can do. And so it was just no thought that I couldn't do this too.
That's right. Now, why should more women consider a career as a journeyman wireman? They might, because some might think it's all like dirty and it's hot, but you're running a company, so I'm sure you're not in the field at this point in your career. So what do you want women to think about when they're considering an opportunity like this?
Well, as far as being dirty, yes, construction is dirty, but I think they should consider it because of, first of all, the money, to be honest. Union electricians make an average of $84,000 a year. Another thing is it's flexibility if you're in the union, because you can sign up at any local union to work on different jobs. I've worked in several states on several projects. Most electricians only work about nine months out of the year. 9 to 10 months out of the year. We don't even have to work all year in order to make a decent salary. And another thing is like the career opportunities. It's not just in construction. You can be an electrician for maintenance in a building. You can work so many different jobs being an electrician. You can work on the service industry. Electrical is not going away. You will always need electricians for power. It is so many different things you can do. And it's rewarding. And, I hear a lot of women say, oh, it's dirty, but it's a lot of women get dirty every day.
True.
There's a lot of women that are hot and sweaty every day. Mm-hmm. And you might as well make, $30 an hour and not $10 an hour.
That's true, because we have women in agriculture, we have people in culinary.
You have janitorial. Mm-hmm. You have people waiting tables. I'm just like, I just don't, and electricians, we don't work that hard. It's more mental for us than it is physical.
Got you.
Yes, and so we know women are extremely smart. So it's something that we can do. And I don't know why most women are afraid of it. And especially some people are afraid of electricity. But the thing with electricians are we respect electricity. It's a difference. You don't have to work on things that are what we call live or hot or energized. And safety first for us. We think safety before we think work. So I think, I don't know. I know it's like now I know I was born to do this. And once you get to the ownership level, or even if you decide to go on to be an electrical engineer, it is more estimating. You still have to go on job sites. You still have to, because you have to go on walkthroughs. You have to visit. It's like the most rewarding thing. And even though I'm in meetings where I'm the only woman out of maybe like 20 to 30 people, once men know that you know what you're doing and know what you're talking about, and they know that you work hard, they will accept your input because they want to win. And so if you're going to be a great asset to the team, more than likely they'll choose you.
That's awesome. Now, Tonya, I know from observation and just seeing you out in the community, your actions match your heart of commitment to see others win, hands down. Now, please share how your work from being the founder of Women Do Everything furthers your legacy and paying it forward.
Well, this interview could not have come at a more timely moment. Actually, when I started Women Do Everything during the recession in 2008, it was a blog, and I didn't have the money to help women that were losing their jobs. And so I thought, I'll just start a blog and do some workshops teaching women how to fix things in their home so they won't have to call anyone and they can save money. And after that, after women start going back to work, everybody would call me for their repairs in their home. So I said, well, okay, I don't want to be Angie's List, but we will create something to start doing basic home repair and maintenance. And that's what I did for a while, but I could never find enough women to be in my dream all-women crew. And I was just thinking, what are they? And so what I learned was women didn't even understand the opportunities in construction, and they were afraid it was too hard. So I decided to open a facility under Women Do Everything. So I did sort of a pivot. And this fall we'll be opening the first Women Do Everything Career and Lifestyle Center.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. And so there we're introducing women to male-dominated industries, the careers and the business opportunities in those industries. And we're also providing we're outsourcing it, but we're also providing some occupational health that deals with stress, anxiety, and depression.
Oh, Tonya, that's awesome.
Thank you. And overall, we want to, my overall mission is to prove that women do everything. We just never got the credit.
Sensational.
Thank you.
I love it because I know you've been working at it sometime, and anytime I would see you, you're like, it's coming. I'm working on something. So this is a great update.
And you know how sometimes you can get a vision or a dream for something and you don't quite know what it is.
Yes.
And it's important to even recognize in business when you're seeing different businesses. They evolve. They don't always stay the same. Instagram was a name Instagram. Twitter was another name. Airbnb was another name. So it's like I had to realize I had something, but I had to stay at it and keep building it until I really saw what God wanted me to do. And it perfectly aligns with my mission, because we want to with the center, we want to get more women in male-dominated industries, but we also want to provide the necessary support, because a lot of these industries, they can be really, really hard as far as the environment. It's not so much as the physical work. It's hard. It's the hostile environment, and so we even found that after 3 years, a new engineer, a woman, they leave the industry because of the culture, because of how hard it can be. And we want to be that support for them.
Well, high five from Miami. I am so excited to hear this news. This is just fabulous. Fabulous.
You got to come to Atlanta for the launch.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I will be there. Just let me know when, and I will definitely work to make that happen.
Thanks.
Now, which best practices and mindset strategies have contributed to, your success to being a trailblazer in the construction industry and as, in engineering? Because like you're saying, you're working in male-dominated industry. You have a family. You encourage women. You make sure that you have a social life. So how do you make sure that you enjoy life in all of this, and also, in the spirit of excellence in everything that you do?
Well, my best practices, and I guess my mindset strategy, I've always had a certain level of mental toughness. And it does happen sometime in childhood. I grew up in Mississippi, where it can be kind of hard for African Americans, and my grandmother always, told me how great it was to be a woman, to be African American, and instilling that pride. And I think that kind of was the foundation of that. But mental toughness, if your mind is right, you can do anything. And when you have coaches and different people coaching you, they're coaching you on your mindset, because what you believe happens. And also I really have a really high work ethic. So when you say you enjoy yourself, I'm enjoying myself, but I work a lot. And when I say I work a lot, it's nothing that I don't do that's not connected to my work, to what I love to do. Even if I'm networking, even if I'm going on a retreat or hanging out with people, I only connect with people that are on the same level mentally. And for the most part, financially too, but because you kind of be in the same circles. But my work ethic is like almost insane. It's like I'm so passionate about what I do. My mind is always working on it. And but I contribute faith to be the utmost important asset that I have, my faith in God and my belief in myself.
I love it. Now, you are always building a team remotely, because I know you have sites all over the country, not only based in Atlanta. So what are a few non-negotiable factors that you have learned, like through the years, to keep in mind when building your team and working with different contractors?
Okay, let me see. Okay, now I'll say the number one thing that I look for is a passion for the construction industry. If you're only there, to make money and you don't care about the industry, is very noticeable. And it helps for me that if I don't have to get you motivated about the industry. The second thing is I require a high skill level and great craftsmanship. Your work has to look good. You have to care about if your work looks good. The third thing is dependability. I got to be able to depend on you. Your team members have to be able to depend on you. And the fourth thing is integrity. And I would say the fifth thing, if I could add a fifth thing, would be confidence. Oh, yeah, confidence. Because if you don't believe in you, no one else is going to believe in you.
That's true. Without a doubt. I agree. Now, in your business, you provide customer service. That's something that you always say you wouldn't be in business if you didn't provide good customer service and quality service to your clients. So what do you encourage other entrepreneurs to keep in mind when developing a value-added customer service in regards to strategy?
Okay, I would say be authentic. Don't say, for example, don't say that you care about the environment and you throwing something on the ground. People can tell when you're not authentic. Be responsive. When they reach out to you, my clients, no matter, I don't care, because some of my clients are like around the world, traveling for business or what have you. We try to be very responsive. If we don't answer, we call you back in 15 minutes. Be consistent. People they feel more comfortable with you when they know what they can expect from you, and they don't know what to expect from you if you're not consistent. And one main thing is, like, in business, you have ups and downs. Even in your career, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to lose a lot. Friends, money, different things. Do not lose your credibility. If you can maintain your credibility, even when you don't have everything it takes, people will still take a chance on you.
Now that was a wisdom nugget. Seriously. Now, I'm speaking of like credibility and integrity and making sure that your team is, these are what you look for in your team. How do you help them stay strong when uncertainty creeps up? It could be weather, it could be shipments are late, whatever. There's always different factors. How do you remind yourself and your team not to lose focus of time, not to lose focus of cost, and not to let uncertainty deter them in the logistics of their day?
Well, one of our beliefs in our business is, everything happens for a reason. And if it happens, we're going to roll with it. You have to be able to kind of go with, not so much as go with the flow, but kind of go with the flow. It's like if it's an accident, or if somebody is not in, if something happens, we adapt very quickly to what's happening. And so if we focus on why we're doing it and what we have to do, we don't even have time to focus on the problem, because we stay focused on the solutions and our commitment to our customers and our commitment for safety and the well-being for our people. We don't do anything that's going to put us in jeopardy, because our goal is for everyone to go home safely.
So true. So true. Now, I know earlier you shared that everything you do is connected to your business personally and professionally. So what are a few activities that you do to keep yourself dreaming and doing bigger and better? Because you're always like putting yourself in environments, like you said, for mindset coaching, experience, lifestyle, up level, things of that nature. I know that you're big into the arts. I know that you support the arts. You like attending different events and things of that nature. So what are some other things that you do to dream bigger for yourself and for your team?
Well, we do things to dream bigger, but we also do things to stay grounded. I'm on the steering committee for the Metro Atlanta Habitat for Humanity Women's Bill, where all women are building. We build 2 homes a year for women and their children. And when you have your team members helping you to volunteer in the community, it's like we stay conscious of what's going on and we look for areas where we can help and where we can be better. And we also, as far as like dreaming bigger, we always stay focused on our why we're doing this. And one of our whys, because we got 2 why, but one of them is we want to provide the highest level of skill and craftsmanship for our industry. We want to be the best. We want to be dependable for our customers. And I don't know if in your research you realized the U.S. has a shortage of skilled labor. It is really, really hard to find people today because a lot of people are retiring. And we went through this big surge like in the 60s or 70s of sending children to college, and it wasn't so popular of going to trade school. And so right now in our industry, it's very important to have skilled labor that is good and dependable.
Well, I totally, and I think there are some demographics and education systems that are showing the push for skills, like the magnet schools. Some are strictly culinary, some are, space. It just depends. So yeah, I see that. I totally see that. So I know that, like you said, you are a woman that you have faith in yourself. You know that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. So tell us about trusting your gut, how that has resulted in being a game changer for you as far as your outcomes in your business and in life.
Well, I started my business at 28 years old. My business is 17 years old. And I think, when you start your business at a young age, you don't come from, my mom was a single parent. She didn't own a business. When you don't come from that, it's like you spend a lot of time trusting your gut because you don't have any other reference point sometimes. And you're not going to always be able to turn to the left or the right or pick up the phone and ask someone. It's like the more you make decisions, the better you'll get because you'll have a sense of what's right and what's wrong. And so anytime I get an uneasy feeling, I don't force it. I'll investigate, but I don't force it. And then sometimes I know when something's not right. And I think that just comes with time and it comes with experience. It comes with doing and putting yourself out there. And if you don't make the right decision, make another one. If that's not right, make another one. That's the only way you're going to get better.
True. Now, Tonya, what has your efforts been like for perfecting your craft on a long-term basis that has rewarded you in your industry? Because I know that you did your apprenticeship years ago, but I'm sure there are other things that you do yourself, and then also you encourage your team to do to make sure the entire unit stays ahead of the track. So what are some things that you do?
Now we have continuing education, classes, but I'm big in technology anyway. I think that's just part of who I am. And I'm also passionate about the environment. So we are into solar. I started out actually working as an apprentice with German engineers in car plants and stuff, working with robots. And so I think, you have to keep your team excited about it. AI is big in my company. I love Alexa. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I can make without Alexa sometimes. And it's like you have to use it, and you can't have this fear of the future. And when you stay on top of things and you can share things with your customers or your clients, because they see things on social media, they see things on TV, television, and if you're bringing them new solutions, even if they don't accept them, it tells them that you're growing. You're not staying the same. And they want to be connected to people that are going to grow and give them futuristic solutions. And that's what we do.
I love that. I like AI too. It's very intriguing.
And I don't know if I could share one thing with you about AI and automation. African Americans, our data is not being collected because of the fear of it, not wanting it in your home. And so it's like a double-edged sword almost. So if AI, which is Amazon for Alexa, or Google with Google Home, if they're not collecting our data, then decisions, or whoever buys that data to make decisions or make products or make programs or we're not going to be considered because our culture is not captured. Our data is not captured. And also, if your children are not around it, then when they go out to go get a job or go do anything, they won't be familiar with it. And it's going to hinder them as well. So I'm a big component of artificial intelligence.
That's a great share. It's like almost a census, right? You got to make sure you participate in the census so you can be counted.
Yes, and the fear is, I don't want them in my business. They already know your business.
Noted. Definitely noted.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, Tonya, I appreciate you for being a guest on the Career Tipper podcast. And please share one of your favorite quotes or affirmations that keep you creating career tipping moments.
Well, I'm going to say it's something that I say to myself all the time, and I tell other people to don't allow your highs to get you too high or your lows to get you too low, and you'll be just fine.
That was good. I like that. I like that one. So please share how our listeners can get in touch with you and they can stay in tune to what's going on with your company and your nonprofit.
Well, you can follow me on social media at She Do Everything. And that's on pretty much every platform for She Do Everything. And also on LinkedIn at Tonya Hicks. And, you can DM me, inbox me, or email me anytime. My company, my electrical company is powersolutions.intl.com.
Awesome. And you can find me, Michelle Beatty, at careertipper.com and on Instagram at careertipper. Join our mailing list to find out about upcoming guests and career tipping advice. Also, subscribe and follow us on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. Thanks for joining us today, and remember to be confidently you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Career Tipper Podcast. We're grateful for our listeners and guests. For more resources about how to evolve to your professional best, share your comments and feedback about this episode and your suggestions for future guests, visit careertipper.com. Until next time, be confidently you.